What's going on, guys? Jada Black here. Shout out to everybody that's on in. I want to talk about Stefon Diggs' ex-girlfriend. Her name is Marlene, and she decided to get some get back. Apparently, they had been dating each other. Y'all remember that photo that went viral? And he was standing next to her. It looked like he had taken a selfie. She was standing next to him. And this was during the time when him and Cardi was beginning to talk to each other, right? Now, she didn't say anything initially, but now she is deciding to, put out screenshots and show up at clubs with Offset. She, Offset's performing and she's right there. And the funny thing about this whole thing is how she's doing these things, right? And pretending as if this is not some revenge play, because that's exactly what it is. And I like how women will do these things and then act like, oh, there's no revenge there. Y'all are just, but why are you there? Not only is she there at the club with Offset, she's next to him when he's on stage. That's her right there. Y'all see her? But nothing is going on. She's not upset. She's not scorned. We're just seeing things. We're just seeing that Marlene is just there. Just a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. She's there because she's upset because she was dealing with Stefon Diggs and she got dumped. So Stefon could deal with Cardi B. Because Cardi's not going to let this dude just have multiple women while he's with her. And he made a choice. He made a choice for clout. And that's what this is. A choice for clout. And she not liking how things are going because, again, women don't like the narrative that they got dumped, that they're a side chick, and that they're nobody's secret. Now, I'm going to show y'all this screenshot here. Now, as you can see, these are two different screenshots. Her showing her phone, showing Stefon calling. And these are text messages between them. Now, this is what he said to her. He says, Sky, I know you upset right now, but bro, that was a lot. Hope we can actually have a convo when you're not upset. And she says, you don't F with me for real. You showed that from the beginning till the end of the day. No need to pretend it's cool. I can take one to the chin. I just hate the disrespect and dishonesty. You really did the most, and I've never done a thing to you, no matter how you want to spend. I guess it's spend it. Good luck. This ain't for me. He said, shaking my head. Okay, get up. You going? F, stop this. Bleep. Let me know when you're ready to be an adult. And then she says, I'm cool, bro. I don't like N-words that treat me like that or talk to me like that. Never have I ever experienced some bleep like that. LOL, stop trying to switch it around on me. I peep game and it's all. I don't know if there's more, but it's cut off there. And she says, I ain't no secret. I ain't nobody's secret. And he knows how I give it up. And you can run with this too. And this is in some sort of Spanish. Let me say this too. Why is it that these Latinas love using the N-word around black men? I don't know. Listen, if I'm dating one of you heifers, you not using that wording. And also, you're not calling me bro either. I'm not your bro. But anyway. See, Stefon Diggs, he had an opportunity to link up with Cardi because that's something he's always wanted to do. Stefon loves the Latinas. Him and his brother always got a Latina. And if they're not with, if he's not with Marlene, he's with Cardi. That's who he's with now. And that's who he wanted. And he kicked her to the curb. And that's why he's texting her to let her know that, it ain't personal. It's just clout. It's just clout. It's nothing personal, but it's just clout. And again, you would think that an NFL player would not have to, listen, he downgraded. Let's be clear. When it comes to Cardi B and this particular woman, he downgraded. Now, the only benefit he could get from being with Cardi, that she's a famous female rapper that he's always wanted to smash, or she's successful financially. But he has his own money. He doesn't need that. Is it a clout move? Like, is he trying to get big, trying to get a name more in the entertainment side of things? Because if he continues to have it, continues to underachieve in the NFL after his Buffalo Bills stint, that, he may end up a free agent. They can't get a job. And he have to move on to something else. We already seen this dude on a boat with alleged to be pink cocaine. Like, this guy's not making smart moves. And when it comes to women, he's definitely made some bad choices. And I think that stems from the fact that these guys, they don't start getting these exotic women until they get to the NFL, and they lose their mind. Him and his brother got multiple kids by women. Stefon doesn't have any that I know of, but he's messing around with these Latinas and these biracial, mainly Latinas, right? Knowing that these Latinas are crazy. He already done dealt with one of them that destroyed stuff in his house. He was dating this chick on the side. She thought she was his girlfriend, but in reality, she was no more than a side piece. She was a side piece that thought she was a jump off that thought she was a girlfriend. But he's never around you. He doesn't post any photos with you or anything. But he's doing it with Cardi B. You see how that is? You see how that works? You know what I'm saying? And she didn't like the fact that, she was a jump off the whole time. Like, she thought that she was his number one, that she was his lady. That's why she sent these text messages, because she felt some type of way. She sent these text messages to him, or whatever message, I think it's text messages, because she felt some type of way. She felt like she got dumped, embarrassed. And when that photo dropped and he's with Cardi B, people are calling her a side piece and a jump off. She don't want that to be attached to her name. But again, when you are a woman and you getting all these surgeries, now she could be natural, I don't know. But you just never know. But the thing is, a lot of these women create their entire identities just to be a concubine to an NFL player or an NBA player. They have no talent, no skills. They just use their bodies to get with a rich man, not understanding that man has no obligation to you. I'm going to be honest. Offset did use her, but she used herself. Once again, no talent, no skills. I have nothing against her, but I got to be honest. Their talent is getting looking good enough to get attention from these athletes and rappers. Offset saw an opportunity and she went with it 2 feet in. And now she's saying that people are saying, well, people think she's trying to screw everybody, even though that doesn't answer the question. What we want to know is, why did you show up at that club with Offset? And you were right near the stage. It wasn't like you were sitting back, right, in another section of the club. You were right up there near the stage, which lets me know you were his special guest. Because you're upset that Stefon Diggs is now dating Cardi B. He never went public with you. And you found out through the internet that he was with another woman. That's why you sent him those text messages angry. Because he's with Cardi B publicly. You thought you was his only girlfriend and you realized you were just a jump off. And y'all know women don't like to be treated that way, especially the women of today, because they do all these things. They get all these surgeries, right, to look a certain way just so they can be one of these dudes' concubines. And then they realize, you know what, maybe you're not the prettiest girl out there. She may think so. She may think that she the prettiest girl out here and that, Stefon can't do any better. But in Stefon's mind, he could do better. And that's why he got with Cardi, a woman that he doesn't have to spend money on. It gets expensive trying to date these women, these Instagram influencers or OnlyFans heifers. It costs money to maintain those relationships. And I'm pretty sure he's getting tired of that. He's getting tired of having to fund the lifestyles of these women. So he would just rather get with a woman who has her own. So he ain't got to pay for nothing. He ain't got to pay for nothing. And a lot of women don't understand this. At some point, these dudes are going to say, screw, you know what? I could just date Cardi B instead of dating this heifer who has no talent and no money, and I could stop funding her lifestyle. Now, these women will come back and say, well, Jay, they make their own money. Well, how? Can you explain? Because they never explain how they make the money. But these guys get tired at some point of funding you heifers, giving y'all money, paying for vacations, even paying for you to get extra work done on your bodies. You know how many men these women have to date in order to get all these surgeries done on their body? Money, those surgeries cost money. This is why they're trying to get the cheaper work done in other countries. Now, again, I don't know if this particular female, Sky, has gotten work done. I don't know if she's gotten work done. I'm going to say that. I don't know. She could be 100% natural, and that's a good thing. Being natural is a good thing. But I feel like her showing up at the club was a clout move. She would say that it isn't, but it is. You showed up there because you wanted to be seen. You wanted to be seen next to Offset because you're upset, and it's okay. Listen, people get rejected all the time. People get rejected all the time. Rejection happens. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. But you, Sky, you pulling up at that club, not only, because again, she could have been at the club and just been like, off into like a different section of the club. Because then she could say, well, I was just there to enjoy the music. But she was right. Not only was she next to the stage, she was right next to him. And people are saying, well, they don't look like they were exchanging numbers in the club. They exchanged the numbers before they got to the club. How do you think they linked up? People got to be smart. People act like they would just come into contact with each other by them being at the same club. How would she know what time to be there? So I just believe that she did this because she was upset. She was angry because she figured out that she was not the only one, that, she wasn't as important to him as she thought she was. She thought she was more important than she really was. And that's a lot of women think this. This is just how things are these days. And hopefully she understands that, and hopefully she understands that Stefon Diggs, unless he's putting a ring on your finger, there's no guarantee he's going to stay with you. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know if you thought of the video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.